Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I am Priya Saini, your mind and style coach. So I'm back with another special guest on my channel for the interview series which I'm having on mental wellness. So today we have Dr. Saloni Singh with us, who is a mindfulness, self-mastery and family coach. She's a master practitioner in NLP, mindfulness trainer, author, blogger and podcast host. Saloni is a gynecologist by her previous profession. Her calling to understand human mind, emotions and spirituality led her into life coaching from London and happiness coaching from Happiness Project UK. She's been working with individuals and families across the globe for around 13 years in the field of life coaching at present. She's also written a handbook, How to Stop Overthinking in 3 Minutes. She hosts a podcast on Raising Parent 2.0. There, she talks about conscious and mindful parenting. With that, let's head into the interview right away with Dr. Saloni Singh. Hi, Dr. Saloni. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you, Priya.
I hope that everyone is fine at your end and you yourself, your family members.
Yes. Yeah, we are all good. And I hope the same for you.
Yes, I wasn't well in between, but yes,
Oh,
I'm totally fine now. Thank you so much.
recovered now.
And welcome to my channel. And it's a privilege to have you here. Would like you to explain to our audience like about your journey, the roller coaster ride it has been, and also like how you've changed your field from being a doctor to a coach.
Thank you. Thank you for the question. So, I would say it has been quite an interesting ride. Yeah. So, I think since I was a child, I knew somehow that I was intrigued by psychology, human mind, emotions, even spirituality. So, this big,
Right.
big questions like, okay, why we are here on this planet? What are we here to
Right.
do? And all these things used to really intrigue me a lot. But as you know, when I was studying, and if you're a good student, usually there are only two streams. Either you become a doctor or an
Doctor,
engineer.
engineer,
So
right.
yeah, so I did choose medicine. I was doing good in my studies because there was no, career counseling or anybody to really guide
Hmm.
me. Okay, what do I do with my interest? But in
Right.
MBBS, while I was doing my graduation, I did realize that okay, uh, the psychology is something I really find interesting, and I'm not that much into medicine subjects, but I did well. I kept on studying and did well, and I think I realized when I was doing my post graduation that I really wanted to take psychiatry because I thought, like,
Hmm.
okay, that is similar to at least something I would be
Hmm.
doing related to
Hmm.
psychology. But as you know, in India, everything happens by entrance examination. And it was very
Right.
strange that when I appeared for my postgraduate, examination, there was only one seat for psychiatry, and everybody
Oh,
was surprised because the topper, the guy who had the first rank, chose psychiatry, and I was like, wow,
oh,
because nobody ever choose, psychiatry is usually goes really down. Mostly people
right.
like, the branches which are more money making, like, orthopedic surgery, but he chose, and I'm like, okay. And that was interesting because now if I look back at that time, I really consulted with a lot of people. Okay, what should I do? And most of the people would tell me what is, usually the society's thinking. So I had like some family friends who are gynecologists, and they told me, for
Hmm.
females, gynae is a very good branch, and it's good. It's there is a lot of success in it. So I realize at that time, of course, I couldn't see it, and I chose gynecology, which it's not that I didn't like it. I enjoyed my time as a gynecologist, few years, but definitely I knew this is not what I'm here to do. And it was a very strong, listening to my heart. I think that, and when I was working in London, I think I just got validated that yes, even after working with big hospitals, topmost hospitals, I'm still looking for something which is going to fulfill me more.
Mm.
That's when I came to know about life coaching. I did my training into life coaching, happiness coaching. That
Mm.
was my beginning of, understanding spirituality. I went to meditation,
Right.
started, resigned from my job, and I started my work as a life coach full time.
Okay, lovely,
So
lovely.
in the yeah, and I think I've learned a lot in this journey really because
Mm-hmm.
it's not about just a career change. It's
Mm.
about I think I'm a different person now after becoming coach.
Absolutely,
As I
yeah.
mentioned, I realized that we actually were operating as children in our times, from what people are telling us. Even as a doctor,
Right,
I only listen to people like, okay, what people think is the best for me. While
right,
when I became coach at that time, I think I learned to listen to my own heart, my own
right.
wisdom. I think that was the main journey. I would say it was a journey of completely being unaware and just managing stress, managing, being a mom, being a doctor, just kind of
Right.
dealing with things to becoming aware as a human being. Like, what is it that I really want? What makes
Right.
me feel alive?
Yeah, I think that, having a satisfying career is only when we are what we are, doing, and we are doing what we love. And, you are an example of it. So, Saloni, you're into life coaching, you're into mindfulness, and tell us something about like what is mental health to you specifically, and how to achieve it in today's time when there's so much chaos and this COVID-19.
I feel that mental health is not something we achieve.
Mhm.
Why? Because mental health and well being is who we are. We are
Right,
naturally well, we are naturally
right,
healthy, we
right.
are well being basically. And the day we
Mm.
realize it, that's when the unlearning begins. That when I'm not feeling mentally fit, when I'm not feeling mentally, healthy, or maybe I'm going through stress or anxiety,
Mhm.
feeling low, which is very natural. But at
Right,
that time, I am making something really important. Maybe I am making fears important. Maybe I'm making thinking I
right,
have that very important. And I have forgotten that I could be in touch with my inner well being, which is always there.
correct.
So I put it like this. So I run a soul circle where I, coach women leaders, group coaching program. And I used to just tell them that every time you are, out of your center, which means you're not feeling good, just know
Mm.
you have left home. You've gone out. You've literally
Right,
gone out. And the only thing you have to do is just come back. Come back to yourself.
right,
Because you are peace, you are well being, and you are health.
right,
And
right.
this is a very good kind of a sign. When you're not
Mm.
feeling well, it's a sign that there's a
I'm away
disconnect.
from, yeah, you're away from your well-being.
Yeah, you're just away. You've just gone away. And it doesn't mean that it's a big deal, actually. Don't make that also a big deal. But
Right.
just maybe just still yourself. And there will be practices which you can develop. Whatever helps you come back home.
So
It can
which
be a book. It
practices
can,
would you, yeah, so which practices
yeah,
will you suggest for the people right now in this
yeah.
situation?
So first of all, there's a lot of practices. I can share what I do, but I also
Mm.
encourage always people to again connect with their heart, which practice
Right,
really make them feel like, yes, I'm home, that kind of
right.
feeling. And we all know that. Like, for example, for me, reading is something which absolutely takes me into deep peace. So there have, and I love reading spiritual stuff. So I love
Right.
reading like J. Krishnamurti, Ramana Maharshi,
Mhm.
lot of things. And I always feel like I'm in a different world. It's like I am
Right.
in deep meditation when I'm reading that.
Mm.
Again, mindfulness meditations. I love doing meditations as well. Journaling is another thing that I love doing, and conversation with my daughters. I have two daughters, two
Awesome.
teenagers, and
Okay.
it's so interesting. You find yourself. There are different things like sitting with your pet, for example. If you have a pet or if you have
Right.
a little child, they are very present. They're just
Right.
there
They're
in the
always
moment,
impressed.
right?
Yes. Yes.
Always there. So if you just sit with the pet and just talk and try to hear, don't try to stop your thoughts because that's not possible. Thought is
Mm.
like a stream of, waves in your consciousness. They will keep on coming and going. But if you just kind of bring your awareness to, wow, the pet is so gentle and just be with their energy, you will
Mm.
notice that you will start feeling calm. So these are few practices, and it's always good to do it when you are already feeling good. Because if you are in
Right.
storm, when you are already so much under anxiety, worry,
Right.
which we can be. If your loved one is not well, somebody is
Mm.
hospitalized right now in pandemic, you can go into anxiety and any kind of worry and even panic people are going through. That
Right.
time it will be difficult to practice it. So if you have practiced enough on days when you are feeling good, when you're waking up fresh in a good mood, then you practice it. So when you are in a state of panic, when you are in a state of anxiety, you can bring yourself back to that moment. Yeah, I
Right.
can feel calm.
Okay, so like how to focus in these situations, or even situations when we are surrounded by our daily
Yeah.
routine, how to focus on self and how to stop overthinking. I think you've done some work on overthinking, so please explain your wisdom over it.
Sure. Thank you for asking this, Priya. So I think overthinking is again when we are in a habit. Overthinking, I believe, is completely a habit. Like, for example,
Mm.
distraction is a habit. Nowadays,
Mm.
we live in a completely distracted world, especially with the social
Right.
media, news, and everything, so
Absolutely.
much on
Absolutely.
our phone. So, phone, for example, is a huge distraction. Similarly, overthinking is a habit. And like I had written a book, How to Stop Overthinking, and the first
Yes.
chapter I explained why do we overthink? Because we have so much information. Like if you think, I mean, you're pretty young, but if I think of my childhood, there was nothing. There was no mobile, no computer, nothing at
Right.
all. I mean,
Right.
we were born without any internet. I mean,
Mm.
I don't remember which grade I was when I saw first television came. Our was
Mm.
the first home where it came. So it was like
Right.
a huge thing, and we would get only one program on a Thursday. Every
Right.
movie
Right.
would come. So there was no bombardment of external information.
Right.
While the world is completely different now. You pick up your phone, and within 10 minutes, you've already downloaded
So
100
much of
different kind of
information. Yes.
information, and we don't realize, even when you put your phone down, that is
Mm.
processing in your head, and that
Right.
overthinking is constantly that is happening. So for example, if you notice you are not able to sleep because there is so much happening,
Mm.
you're doing something wrong before you are sleeping, so maybe you're on your
Right.
phone. Again, it's not a good habit. It's always advisable not to use your phone at least an hour before you sleep.
Right.
Just have calm time. So
Right.
first is reduce, cut the download of all these informations. We don't
Right.
need this much information. As they say that we are drowning into information and we are
We're not
striving,
getting time to connect with ourselves, right?
Yes, yes, yes. We're striving for connection, for deeper, meaningful connection. We're striving for that,
Right.
really. We're striving for wisdom. And because of all this information, we are losing it. So, that is the first thing I would say to stop overthinking. The second is, of course, mindfulness practices.
Right.
Whenever you are, whenever you can, it can be very, very small things like you're eating your food. Just keep your phone away, gadgets away, and just focus on that. Don't watch TV. Sometimes you can if you want to, but not make it a habit that every meal, lot of people they eat with the TV. Sometimes I coach families and they tell me,
Mm.
everybody is eating in their own room because everybody's watching their own program. That's not good. That's really a really bad sign, because that can be a very good quality family time, eating together. We can chat, we can
Right.
be mindful of what we are eating and really bond over that meal. So
Right.
all these things where you can connect with yourself and with others, that will help you, bring that overthinking habit down. The
Done.
other thing
Right.
is stillness practice. Like if you can just take
Mm-hmm.
even 10 minutes to sit with yourself and just be still and notice what is going on in my head, what I keep on thinking, and you will notice anybody can do that. 80% of our thinking is repetitive. So you're
Right.
thinking the same things every single day. Maybe somebody said
True.
something and you're thinking every day, why did they say this to me?
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. And then just notice that, okay, is this thinking really helping me? Questioning yourself, examining and challenging your own thinking, and
Right.
telling yourself maybe they did their best. And thinking again and again is not helping me. And literally, I give a tip to people: speak out loud. So if you say it out loud, this is not helping me, okay? You're literally commanding yourself that stop it now. And it will take some time, but you will
Right.
come out of this kind of habit. So these are
Right.
few
Right.
things I would suggest. Yeah.
One more thing, that you work with a lot of parents, right? You are into parent
Yeah.
coaching, and again, you're
Yeah.
into mindfulness. And at present, what is the situation with the kids and the children? Are they
Mm.
feeling the anxiety of the virus because they are not able to go out, they're not able to play in the grounds, meet their friends, go in the school? So, are they feeling any depression? Personally, I feel they might not. A little bit of anxiety might be there, but because I mean, this is my thought process because they are always in the present. But I would love to listen from you because you are connected with a lot of parents and children.
Yeah. Yeah, no, definitely. I think the most like the age group which has been impacted by pandemic is children. This is what my experience,
Really?
personal experience
Oh,
is. Yes, yes.
okay.
Because I see it in my own children and teenagers. I work with teenagers as
Mm-hmm.
well and families. And I also notice that most of the parents are not realizing it because I have parents, almost every day parents come to me and say, my child is not focusing, they're always in gadgets. And I really have to
Oh,
tell them that this is not the time to tell your child to study. Really, they are really struggling. And because, as an adult, we were not used to, even we used to go out to office and meet people, but
mhm.
still we were quite involved in our work, taking out take
Right.
care of our home responsibilities.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest, we are not that fun people. I always tell adults are boring. Yeah, most of us.
Absolutely.
I can say
I
about
would
myself
second
at
that.
least. Yeah. Yeah, but children, they love fun. Their life is all
Yeah.
about having fun, play. And like my daughter have cried so many times, like, oh my God, I'm missing my friend and I'm gonna be crazy, mom. And they just can't understand what's going on with their, system,
Right.
because every single day when they go out to school, more than studying, they enjoy, teasing their friends, having chit chat.
Right.
And my daughter used to tell me when she used to come home from school, my tummy is hurting because I was laughing for mom so many
Oh,
hours. I was
no.
just laughing. And I see now, like, there is so less laughter now. I mean, of course, we try our best to play and to do things, but how much can they laugh with their parents? To be honest, like, it's not like as they
Right.
do with their friends. It's very different.
Absolutely.
And they tell me, oh my God, for one year, the only face I've seen is you and dad. I mean, there's nobody else I've seen. So it is crazy for them. So it is causing, I would say, they might not call it sadness, but it is a lot of loneliness. And they are
Mm.
doing Zoom meetings, Zoom parties. My daughter is always doing,
Okay.
Netflix party with her friends, playing
Oh,
games.
lovely.
It is not the same. It is not the same. She's saying, oh, I miss hugging my friend and, playing with them. All these things, they're really, really missing it. And it's like, it's their childhood. This should be the years when they are really bonding and having fun,
Mm.
when they're
Right.
stuck in home. And they don't want to study because of that as well, because their mood is not good. So I really don't blame
Right.
children when they don't want to study. They
So,
are
what do you
really good.
suggest? What do you suggest for the parents, like how to handle
Yes.
this particular
How
situation for their kids?
So the first thing I tell parents is to understand this. If
Mm.
Because if we don't understand something, it's and we cannot go to the solution really.
Right.
Really truly try to understand their situation. And it is not easy. Let me tell you, when you
Mm.
see your child is, room is messy, they don't want to do anything, they just want to lie down, we feel like, oh, maybe they're just lazy. And
Right.
parents have told me this, they have everything, they have food, everything is available, we are privileged. Still, they are in such bad mood. And I tell them, yes, they are in bad mood. And we have to accept that. Yes, because if you are privileged, if you are a well-off family, it's not
Mm.
their fault. It's not their fault
Mm.
that yes, people are struggling for food and things. Let's be real here. They are born in a family which is, a good middle class or upper class family, and they have all the facilities. But that doesn't mean that they are not going through an emotional struggle right now. They are. So first of all, realize it, accept it, really understand it, and then what they can do is what they are missing. They are missing connection. Just connect with them, just connect
Mm.
with them, which is not to force
Right.
them for this connection. Gently
Right.
be present, listen to them, try to
Right.
involve them in whatever they can according to the age. But this is the only answer. Try to be as much fun as you can be rather than telling them study or you're not doing this, you're not doing that. Yes, they're
Mm.
eating a lot of junk, by the way. I was telling other day my friend, we haven't eaten so much chocolate in the whole my whole life. I haven't eaten, even
Oh,
me, as much chocolate and
okay.
Maggie as we have eaten in this one year. But again, what to do? I mean, there is no going out, there's nothing else. So when my daughter says, mom, I am really feeling this and that, can we have one more chocolate? I'm like, okay, yeah, let's have it. Because I don't have the heart to say no. I mean, again, it's like really being a little gentle. Even
Right.
I'm a very, very health conscious mom, but it's about the balance. It's about the balance.
Absolutely.
Like,
Absolutely.
okay.
Yeah, so yeah, I mean, I don't have kids right now, so I can't relate that much. But yes, I'm sure that, these tips will help the parents to at least connect with their children, because that's the most important thing, as you rightly said, Saloni. There's a lot of, as you said, that, people are getting lazy, children are getting lazy. There's a lot of procrastination. If we not talk
Hmm.
about children, but for adults, we're procrastinating things, we're becoming lazy. So, what do you suggest for all of us who are procrastinating and being lazy, that how to be productive in this time? Because there's huge amount of time, and I believe that this can be really,
Hmm.
converted into something very productive, so that at the end of the pandemic, we see that we've used this time. So,
Hmm.
please give some tips for avoiding procrastination.
Sure, Priya. So first of all, procrastination you begins with knowing yourself, because everybody has their own reason of procrastination. And the common reasons I would suggest, which I come across in my coaching practices, number one reason is habit. As distraction is a habit, people have a habit until things become urgent. They just
Correct.
don't want to do it. For example, there's so many people who say, "Oh, I want to exercise. I want to exercise." Online, we know all kind of exercises are available, even for
Right.
free. We have so much available on YouTube, right? We
Mm.
can do anything we want. But if, for example, I give you an example that if you get any injury in your leg, and if a photo, so the physiotherapy is needed, would you do it or not? And then, like, yes, of course, I'll do it. If I can't walk, I will do it. But
Right.
until unless it happens, now you're not ready, you're procrastinating. Because right now you're able
Right.
to walk, you're able to do everything with your arm.
Right.
So it's about knowing yourself that, okay, how can I make sure the things which are important, they're not at the mercy of my habits. And if I have a
Right.
habit, I only do things when it's I know there is a dead end is coming, or there is some kind of restriction is there, I have to do it, or if it's urgent, then only I do it. Then you have to change your habit, and there are many different ways to change your habits. Like, the first thing to change this is, I would suggest really getting connected to your higher goal. And a lot of times, people want to do something, they don't even know why you want to do it. So for example, you said that people can do a lot in the pandemic.
Right.
So sometimes you don't realize that your goal is not even your goal. So people tell me, I want to do this course, but I am not putting my heart, any hard
Right.
work into it. So I asked them, why do you want to do it? And they're like, oh, because maybe everybody is doing it, or because maybe my parents told me that this is a great thing to do,
Okay.
or, my colleague also did it, and it will be good for my career. And I'm like, okay, how excited or how enthusiastic you feel when you think of this goal. And if they're not, it's important to know it's not your goal. Maybe you're doing it because
Right.
maybe you think it will be good.
Part
So
of the
how do
crowd.
you know it's yeah, yeah, just following, the herd. That will not work, and you're gonna really struggle to push yourself, to discipline yourself. So how do you
True.
know whether it's your goal or not? Just check when you tell somebody, do you use the words, I need to do this, or I must do this, or I have to do this? These words are like kind of sign that no, you're not that aligned, and you're not. No, simple question: does this really bring you alive? Does this make
Right.
you feel like, wow, oh my God, I want to do it? So if you have
Right.
that kind of energy, you would say, I would love to do it. I want to do it. I want to be really fit by the end of 6 months. This is an opportunity. I'm working from home and I have time, and I want to be fit because I love a fit body. I love my body. This is different than saying, oh, I'm overweight and I need to lose weight. I could lose weight. Now you're not aligned. So first thing is, make your goal more important. Really connect with your goal so deeply that it brings you alive, it energizes you, it makes you excited when you're telling somebody. That would help. Then simple practical things like you can have an accountability buddy, you can have a journal, you can make if it works, charts, or to-do list work for you, then you can have a big one and put a tick on it, give yourself reward. All this comes later, but first
Right.
thing is aligning with your goal and making sure that you stay connected with your goal every single day. So maybe
Yes.
every
Yes.
morning you start with, this is what I'm going for today. And why it's
Right.
important, keep connecting with your why. Why is very important.
Right.
Why I want
Right.
to achieve this. Yeah.
Right.
That's how you
No,
beat
those you
procrastination.
put it so beautifully and just in one sentence that stay connected with your goal and you will stop procrastination, right? So this is very helpful. Even so now, Saloni, I have a fill in the blanks round. So number one, programming our mind takes two things, and those are
Consistency
Mhm.
and alignment. Alignment with what you want to program it with. Yeah.
Right. Your true purpose of life is
Which brings you alive.
okay. We define who we are by defining our dash.
Awareness, actually. It's not about defining who we are, rather being aware. This is what I want to say. Being aware
Okay. Okay.
helps us defining who we are. Yeah.
All right. So beautiful. The most essential skill for a public speaker and a coach is
Connecting with your heart.
connecting with the heart. Yes. Absolutely. I would surely second that. Your life-changing experience is
My life-changing experience. Oh, that happened actually in my Vipassana meditation course,
okay. You've
where I
done this
felt
Vipassana.
deep.
Okay. You've
Yes,
gone through
yes,
Vipassana.
and yeah, and what I felt was a very deep connection with who I am, my energy. Yeah, so that was a
So
deep connection with myself. Yeah.
now we have the rapid fire round. So you have to answer in one word. All right.
Okay.
So, and be quick. Most important practice to follow in pandemic for mental health is
Staying connected to yourself and your
okay.
peace.
Overthinking can be totally eradicated by
Knowing yourself.
knowing yourself. All right. The best tool to attain inner peace is
Stillness.
stillness. We can eliminate fear by
Facing it.
facing it. Oh, lovely. Increasing compassion will help us increase.
Be more loving.
Oh, lovely. So I would just like you to, give few words, a message for the audience, for the present
Mhm.
and the future.
So the message I would love to give, Priya, is that a lot of people, are going through stress and anxiety. The message I want to give is we feel like the situation outside of us, the people outside, they have the power to impact us, but in reality, they really don't. If we recognize our power to take charge of how we are feeling, how we are thinking, our own mental, emotional well being, it's not that we are going to shut them off, but we can respond completely differently. If we believe that life is supporting us constantly, the universe has our back, and if we really, really trust in this benevolent, universe, I call it the source,
Right.
we call it, yeah, then actually we can stay connected to the power where nothing can disturb us. Or if it does, we can be okay about it because it will pass through us. The disturbance is like a wave, it will pass through the depth of our being. Yeah.
So by being still, we can, manage the different chaos which is happening all around us.
Yes, yes. Just by
So,
watching the chaos first, watching the chaos and
right,
just then tap back, falling into the stillness. And it's a
right.
practice and it takes time.
Yes,
So we need
yes, for sure. It's
patience.
a
We need
habit.
patience.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right, right. So it was, very beautifully put by you, Saloni, and thank you for your words of wisdom and so useful and beneficial insights for all the audience, even for myself. And today, again, something has changed in me for sure, especially the topic about procrastination, the one liner which you gave, connect to yourself and connect to your goals. So that has really helped me to change myself from inside. And thank you so much for being here and sharing your valuable insights.
Thank you so much, Priya, for inviting me. Thank you. And I really enjoyed talking to you.
So, this was Dr. Saloni Singh who shared her words of wisdom, reminding us that mental well being always exists and is innate. It's just we need to practice it and practice it when the times are good and beautiful. So that when the times are difficult, we are able to easily still ourselves and be mindful of what's happening around. She also touched upon the idea about mindfulness, mindful parenting, and how we can connect to our inner selves. With that, I'll take a leave and I'll leave you all with the thoughts about mindfulness, stillness, and connecting to your actual mental well-being. If you found this video helpful, do give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel for the latest updates and more valuable content. And do comment that if you're following all the things which I am bringing to you on my channel, how is it changing your life? Share this video with your friends if they are going through a mental turmoil, or even if they want to practice mental wellness. I'll be back with another video. Till then, stay safe, stay connected to yourself, and stay happy. Take care. Bye-bye. This is signing off, Priya Seni, your mind and style coach.